Jonathan Schrager here for Seconds Out, joined today by Tony Bellew, head of Saturday. First of all, press conference, how do you feel it went?
It was okay, it's a job done, isn't it? It's just another box ticked in the media circus, really. Yep. It's, we're getting closer now, and with each day that passes, it's getting more and more. Reality's setting in,
yeah.
And I think that I can tell that by the look on his face today, to be honest.
Yeah, and just a couple of specifics about the press conference. Obviously, you alluded to a couple of things that I hadn't heard before publicly, namely the AA meetings. Obviously, that's quite a...
Yeah, so I was just... Sorry, what does AA stand for?
As far as my understanding, it stands for Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. I thought it was
AA batteries.
No, I know about Duracell really good batteries, but I just thought it was automatic automobiles, and I thought that he liked driving them kind of cars. I don't know, but then once he informed me that he hadn't been there for a while, then I assumed that it had no relevance. So I was just everybody goes on about how can I put this fraud thing, and I read the other day. Well, I'm just pointing out that not everybody tells the truth like me.
Okay.
Not everybody tells the truth, and for such a mentally strong athlete to be attending Automobiles Anonymous classes, automatic automobiles, classes, then I think that shows a certain sign that someone isn't telling the truth, and someone might have been living a little lie, or telling white lies, obviously, because great athletes and mentally strong people don't get into them states.
And can I ask you how you sort of came across this information?
I just asked a question. I mean, I didn't actually come across any information. I seen something or heard, I can't exactly remember, but I didn't actually call him it. I didn't actually say he'd been there. I just asked a question. Yeah. So I asked the question, he answered it. One of them things, really, isn't it? I mean, there's only so many skeletons you can hide in the closet. And if you're keeping a cemetery in your wardrobe, some bones are going to pop out now and again.
And obviously he made a sort of a comment as well that could be interpreted as a jibe towards yourself about him walking around the streets of Liverpool, and obviously some Liverpudlians coming up to him and hoping that they could shut your mouth, as he phrased it. Obviously, probably in response to what you said when you were in Cardiff about people not liking him. Now, I mean, do you do that gamesmanship?
He follows suit. I mean, everything I say, he'll try and jump on it or something like that. He'll probably come back tomorrow and ask me how my last AA meeting went. It wouldn't surprise me. I put nothing past him. But the fact of the matter is, I don't go to them kind of things. I'm a mentally strong person. I've always said this from day one, and he is not. Any man who contemplates retirement after one defeat needs to have a serious look in the mirror, and that's what he done. He basically said in that dingy little flat, I'm contemplating retirement. After one defeat, after one bad night at the office, he's contemplating retirement.
And just a couple more now.
No problem, take as many as you want.
Right, okay. I was wanting to ask, what specifically is it about Nathan that you dislike? Because obviously, he's gone on record as saying that he doesn't
to anybody
hate you.
He says that he doesn't hate me. Well, he has no reason to hate me, because I don't make any stories about him. I don't tell any lies about him. I don't really say anything that's really out of order. I just say things about him that are the truth. So I don't see how he can possibly hate someone like me. I don't see how anybody can. Well, I do see how people can hate me, because I'm too honest for my own good, if you can possibly get that. But it is what it is, and
But is there anything? I mean, what is it specifically about him that rubs you up the wrong way?
What really got to me bad, and what really annoyed me, is after that first fight, everybody knows what happened. His words were said when we came together. I showed respect. I was very respectful after it. I congratulated him and whatever. I didn't think I deserved to lose the fight, but I was a man about it. I congratulated him. I said, well done. I said it was a great fight. I said it was this, and this. And then I went into a press conference afterwards, and although my mind wasn't fully there, it wasn't until the next day or so when I looked back on that press conference that I realised he basically just tore me apart piece by piece in that press conference before I walked in the room. He basically laughed at me. The words out of his mouth was, I beat him easy. I didn't get out of second gear. I'd done it with 2 broken ribs. And I'd done it in his backyard, and he's not a good fighter. They were the words, them 5 phrases, they're the words he used in that press conference. Now, you don't come out of a fight, 2 years, the hardest fight of his career, and come out and say something. It's just not normal. Now, that's what gets me the most. You'll say one thing to me, and then say another thing to a gang of journalists. anything I'll say to him up there, I'll say to you guys as well.
So it's the contradictory element
once
of it.
Once again, it's one guy's telling the truth, one guy's a fraud and a snake and a liar, and that's what I can't have. That's what I can't have. That, and for me, that's unforgivable. I'll never forgive that.
Yeah.
I'll never forgive. I'll take that to the grave. I'll never forgive it. Even with an apology, you can't forgive that because it's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. If someone says something, you listen. The only thing
if it's heartfelt, though.
Oh, listen. When you've had such a fight like that, and what gets me is if I never shown any respect after the fight, I'd say, okay, well, he can say what he wants. It is what it is. But the worst thing is you show respect, and he's took kindness for a weakness. I've been respectful. I've respected my sport. It wasn't shown back, and for that, I'll never. One thing about me is I'm not the best, I'm not that good, but I don't repeat mistakes. I don't make the same mistake twice. I've never done it in any boxing, boxing fight. I just don't repeat mistakes in life as well. I don't make the same mistake twice. That's one of my strongest attributes.
Yeah, and can I ask you also, in the build up to this fight, obviously with the buzz around it and the fact it's pay-per-view, Sky have kind of delved in and done a few things like the piece with the psychologist last week.
Yeah.
And obviously,
he never
sort
had
of drawing it.
Glue, mate. I'll be totally honest. I mean, how can a fella? What is a media profile?
Yeah.
You're either. What is it? I mean, what is a media profile? You're either being you, or you're being fake. There's no such thing as a media profile. What you see on camera is me. I'm not trying to be a PC for the camera. I'm not a footballer where you'll ask a footballer a question and he'll skate round it. That's not me. You ask me a question, I'll give you my honest answer. You might not like it, but it's me. I'm honest, and that is one of my biggest. That's probably my biggest fault. I'm too honest, and that's what gets me in trouble sometimes. But
in terms of how that piece portrayed you and Nathan, obviously you as the more emotional man, him as the more composed man.
I'm sure he's emotional. I'm sure he was pretty emotional at them meetings. He said he attended everywhere. If you catch it depends. A guy is judging me. A guy is judging me and my persona and the person I am by judging me on 10 seconds of film. Because this guy doesn't see more than 30, 40 seconds of film of me overall. This guy's never seen me in the flesh. If this guy sees me with my kids and I'm playing with my little boys, does that mean, because he sees me playing with my kids and wrestling and having a joke and a laugh, does that mean I'm a softie? But he sees me in a ring having a fight. How does he want me to have a fight? Does he want me to have a fight and touch and say I'm sorry when I'm hitting them? Does he want me to, if a guy wants to punch my face in, does he want me to embrace that guy and hug him? This guy's here to do me damage, so I'm going to respond in the way I naturally respond. I don't go home to my wife and kids and go, I'll punch your head into my missus, do I? And go, because I'm an angry man. You catch people at different times. I'm sure when you're in road rage, and you have road rage, and if I had a camera in your car, and a guy cuts you up on the street, and you go, I'll do that, I can't get that, and you argue that, does that make you an angry man?
I appreciate the point.
You can't have a person on film for 40 seconds of his life and determine the kind of person that guy is. It's not possible.
Of course, yeah. But I suppose the question was sort of leading on to this perception of Nathan as the composed, cool, calm, collected one.
Cool, calm, collected.
Did you see any signs today there that that you had push buttons and obviously
push buttons because he was lost for words at one point.
Yeah.
He actually didn't know how to respond to the question I asked him.
Right.
He didn't know what to say, and once again, this is the difference between a street kid and a kid who's got a mathematics degree, who's not very witty and isn't around other people to challenge him.
Yeah. So you think he's sort of book smart, but not necessarily.
He's obviously very intelligent. He's got a 2-3 mathematics degree. He's obviously very bright. Yeah. But at the same time, if you put him and a streetwise kid together and they have a bit of banter between them, he's going to fall apart. I mean, because he hasn't got a clue what to say. I mean, he could say absolutely anything to me and I will guarantee you I will respond within 2 seconds. And it might not be funny, it might not make sense, but it'll be honest. Whereas I asked him a question there and it took him 40 seconds to answer. 40 seconds, so that means he had to have a long think about what he was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't need them kind of times to think.
What was said specifically? I couldn't hear, I was back here.
You're best asking him.
Right, okay.
I just asked him a question about... have you been to any Automobiles Anonymous questions? Right. Have you been Automobiles Anonymous, automatic automobiles lately? So he just said he didn't answer me for 40 seconds, and then after that he said about 18 months ago, so make of that what you will.
Okay, and I just a very quick last question on obviously trainer Dave.
Yeah.
Spoke with Dave before.
Yeah.
I asked him about obviously this perception of you being emotional, but I know as you've addressed, it's not necessarily true or a reflection of you.
I am an emotional person. I am an emotional person. I'm an emotionally charged person, but
you can contain it when you want to.
Yeah, I've done that before on many occasions.
And that was the question I was speaking to Dave, and he was saying he sort of drilled it into you, this phrase of intelligent bombing, not just being intellectual bombing. That's the one. There you go. It does know. There we go. Yeah, I like the phrase.
It's his phrase, mate.
It's a good one though, and I suppose it does.
Just take his head clean off his head as fast as I can.
But I mean, you know, when you think about that phrase, is that Dave's role? Does he kind of calm you down during your more emotional moments, shall we say, to get you to fight
he
intellectually?
He hasn't really needed to do that, yeah. Listen, I'm very... It's not a front, obviously. I'm very emotionally charged. I'm going into a fight. If you're not going to be emotional before you go into a fight, then there's something severely wrong with you. It's knowing how to control it, and I know how to control myself. So don't get me wrong. It's gone wrong for me at times, and I've gone into the ring absolutely emotionally charged and being absolutely exhausted after 7 rounds, like against Isaac Chilemba in the first fight. I'll tell you now, I was blowing out of my ass after 7 rounds. I did not think, I'll be honest, after 7 rounds against Isaac Chilemba, I was thinking, how am I going to get through these next 5 rounds? Not, I'm going to win this fight, not this or that. I was thinking, how am I going to get through this? How am I not going to get knocked out? That's what I was thinking that night. So I've been there and done that emotional stuff, and I don't want to do it again, to be honest, because it's very, very hard. It happened to a good friend of mine, David Price, and you see how different people respond to different things. It's very tough to stay emotionally detached from a big fight. Yeah. But I'll do that, no problem.
Yeah, and finally, it's well documented that you are, out of the two of you, you certainly perceived to be the bigger power puncher than Nathan. It's been well documented.
Oh, I don't know, you know, he's a great athlete. I mean, the athleticism this guy has, he could be the bigger puncher as well.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, obviously now at the bigger weight, obviously you've come up and you'll be punching hard as well. It's not something that you're disregarding entirely, I suppose, is what I'm driving at here.
He's the most dangerous fighter I've ever fought. He's the best I've ever seen. He's an athlete. I'm a fat pudding. I'm in trouble, mate. I'm in a world of trouble. So, you know, let's just see what the fat kid can do Saturday night. You know, I'm up against it. The world's against me. The amazingly talented athlete, mathematician is coming to do me. And I'm just going to turn up. Chunk out of the Goonies Saturday, mate. I'm going to do the truffle shuffle in the ring.
Is that something that's irked you in the build up to this? The fact that he's constantly referred to that he's not in the shape I'm in. Is it wound you up?
I don't know where he gets it from, mate. Bodies don't win fights. Like I say, if bodies won fights, then I'd be the Peter Buckley of boxing. I'm just very lucky that bodies don't win fights. Yeah.
And just finally, your prediction then for Saturday night?
He's going to sleep. At some point he's hitting the deck, and I just hope to God he doesn't spew it when he first goes down. I just want him to get up. If he gets up, you're going to get a clinical, nasty knockout, a stretch job. But a part of me thinks when he goes down he might just want to spew it. I just hope he doesn't, because then he's going to spoil it for all the fans. Get up and fight, that's all I'll say.
And do you think there's any chance whatsoever, I know you've said before the fight, when obviously emotions are raw and high and what have you, do you think there's any chance at all there could be a reconciliation between you two?
No, none whatsoever. No. If anything, the referee's going to have to break us apart. There will be no handshake, there will be no hugging, there will be no... If anything, I'm going to carry on throwing. It's as simple as that. A referee is going to have to break us apart. If it goes 12, or the man behind you, Bruno, there could possibly get in and get busy, you know, something like that.
Okay, well, obviously, thanks a lot for your time today, Tony.
Pleasure, thank you for having me.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Keep watching Seconds Out.